Okay guys, today we're working on adding and subtracting integers. So this is not anything new. This is what we've been doing the past 2 days. We've worked with adding and using our integer rules, and then we've done the same with subtracting. However, the two pretty much have the same rules, but now we're bringing it all together, and you're not going to have those number lines to rely on like you have in the past 2 lessons. So today's objective is that you will be able to add and subtract integers and represent the operations on a number line if you need that extra assistance. Okay, so in our first example here, we have -4 minus -5. So just like we've always done in these past 2 lessons, the first thing you need to ask yourself is if you have socks. Okay, remember that's where you've got the 2 symbols that are right beside of each other. So that will change to -4 plus 5. Okay, next you need to ask yourself, do you have more of your negative number or more of your positive number? You have more of your positive number, so that means your answer will be a positive. Then you need to ask yourself if the 2 numbers have the same sign. Okay, so by same sign, I'm talking about this one has a negative and this one has a positive. So since they have different signs, then we subtract those 2 numbers. So we're doing 5 minus 4, which is 1. And we already said it is a positive 1. Okay, in the second one, we have 2 plus -5. So again, you've got your sock trick here to have to do. So that leaves us with 2. And those are not matching socks, so 2 minus 5. Okay, do you have more of your positive 2 or more of your -5? In this case, we have more of our negative, which means we'll have a negative answer. The 2 is positive and the 5 is negative. So since they have different signs, we subtract the 2 numbers. So 5 minus 2 gives us 3. And we already said that was going to be a -3. Okay, in the next one, we have -1 plus 2. So do you have socks in this one, which you don't, so you don't have to worry about combining those symbols. So do you have more of your negative number or more of your positive number? And you have more of your positive number, which means you will have a positive answer. And again, we have different signs because one is a negative and one is a positive. So when we have different signs, we subtract the 2 numbers. So 2 minus 1 gives us 1. So that would be a positive 1. And you don't have to put that positive sign. Okay, and then we have -2 minus 4. So you first check to see if you've got the sock trick to do. We don't have any symbols beside of each other. So you ask yourself, do you have more of your -2 or more of your -4? And obviously, since they're both negative, it's going to be a negative. Okay, however, in this one, we do have the same sign in front of each number. So if we have the same sign, then we add the 2 numbers. So we would do 2 plus 4, which is 6. So that's going to be a -6. Okay, pause your video and try examples 5 through 8. So the first thing you should ask yourself is if you've got socks, which you do have to do the sock trick here. So that is going to be rewritten as 2. And since you have 2 negative signs, that's going to change to a positive 3. And 2 plus 3 equals 5. Okay, so we have -9 minus 9. So we don't have socks in this one, so we need to go straight to asking ourselves, do we have more negative or more negative? Obviously, we have negative. Since they have the same sign in front of them, we're going to add the 2 numbers. So 9 and 9 would give us 18. Okay, Do not overthink things, guys, when you come across problems like this third one. 5 subtract 1. Let's not forget our basic subtraction. I can throw these problems in, and a whole lot of times students will miss these because they're just overthinking the problem. So 5 minus 1 is 4. Okay, in the bottom one, we do have socks in this one. Okay, so we've got to combine those two negative signs. So that's going to be negative 4 plus 10. And then you need to ask yourself, do you have more negative or more positive? Okay, we have more positive, so that'll give us a positive answer. And since we have different signs in front of each number, we subtract the two numbers. So 10 subtract 4 gives us 6. So our answer is positive 6. Okay, pause your video and try examples 9 through 12. Okay, so we have socks again in this one. We have these two negative signs here. So we're going to have 2, and those two negatives, that's matching signs, so it's going to be positive 4. And then we can just solve 2 plus 4, which is 6. Okay, in the second one, we have 3 plus negative 4. Okay, so we've got these socks here again that have to be combined. That's going to be 3. Since those are not matching signs, it's going to be subtract or negative, and then bring down our 4. Okay, do you have more positive or more negative? And we have more of our negative number. And then since they have different signs in front of them, because this 3 is an imaginary positive sign there, so since one is a positive and one is a negative, they have different signs, which means we subtract the two numbers. So 4 minus 3 is 1, which gives us an answer of negative 1. Again, like I said in our previous slide, let's not overlook just doing 8 plus 4. So 8 plus 4, basic addition problem, gives you 12. Okay, and the last one here, we do have the sock trick. So we've got negative 5. Are those matching signs, or are they matching socks? They're not, so that's going to be minus. And then we're going to bring down our 3. Now you need to ask yourself, do you have more negative or more negative? Obviously you have more negative. So since they have the same sign in front of the two numbers, both of them have a negative sign in front of them, then that means we add the two numbers. So 5 plus 3 is 8, and you would get negative 8. Pause your video and try examples 13 through 16. Okay, in the first one, we do have the sock trick here to have to do. So we have negative 44. Those are not matching signs or not matching socks, so it's going to be minus 9. Do you have more negative or more negative? So obviously your answer will be negative. Since they have the same sign in front of them, we're going to add those two numbers together. So 44 plus 9. You're welcome to go out to the side and do that if you can't do that in your head. But that gives you 53. And we knew that 53 was negative as well. Okay, in the second one, we've again got our sock trick here to have to do. We got those two symbols that are beside of each other. So that's going to be negative 2. And those two symbols, they are matching signs, so it's going to be plus 91. Okay, do you have more negative or more of your positive? You have more of your positive number. And the signs in front of each of those, one is negative, one is positive. So they're different signs, which means you subtract. So you're going to do 91 minus 2, which is 89, and that's positive 89. Okay, in the third one, we've got the sock trick again. So we've got negative 9 minus 9. So you're going to ask yourself, do you have more negative or more negative? Which means you obviously have more negative. Since you have the same sign in front of both of those, you're going to add the two numbers. So 9 plus 9 is 18. And you would get negative 18. Okay, and the last one here, we've got a positive and a negative. So that's going to be negative 81. Those are not matching signs that I have circled, so that's going to be minus 713. Do you have more negative or more negative? You've obviously got more negative. Since they have the same sign in front of them, you're going to add 713 plus 81, which would give you 794, which is negative. Okay, pause your video and complete your exit slip. Okay, so you've got your sock trick here, so that's negative 13 plus 811. Do you have more negative or more positive? You've got more of your positive number, so that means your answer will be positive. The two numbers have a different sign in front of them, so that means we subtract them. So 811 minus 13, so you'd have to borrow. This would be 11. So 11 take away 3 is 8. You can't take 1 from 0, so the 8 would become a 7. The 0 would become a 10. 10 minus 1 is 9. We would bring down our 7. Would give us 798. Okay, guys, that completes today's lesson. Be sure and complete your assessment at the link below. Have a good evening.